Hey guys, Grant with Nick's Handmade Boots. Today we're going to be talking about your broken boots. In this video we're going to be talking about some of the common defects or things that are broken about the boots. You're excited to get your first pair of Nick's, you open the box, you immediately hold it in your hand, you scan the sole, you scan the upper, and then you find it. Today we're going to be talking about what those things are and what to expect with a new boot, and even a boot that's about 1 month old, 2 months, or 3 months old. Problem number 1, sock liners peeling or rolling. Here at Nick's Handmade Boots, we use industry standard adhesives for our boots. Some people, however, if they sweat quite a bit, that can cause delamination, and as you pull your foot out of the boot, this will start curling up. This is not a defect, this is a known issue. We can't really control how much you sweat in boots or how much moisture is in the boots. This is a very simple fix with over-the-counter contact cement or barge cement. You just apply a little bit of glue to the raised area and you push it back down flat. Problem number 2, delamination, or when the rubber begins to slightly separate from the leather. We call this cosmetic delamination. Your boot's not falling apart, but you are going to see some slight separation, especially in the shank area, sometimes at the toe, and sometimes at the heel cap, or where the heel cap meets the heel base. This is common, especially if you're working in boots. Anytime you have a leather joining with the rubber and the leather starts to shrink or expand, you're going to see some slight cosmetic delamination. No need to panic. It's totally normal. Your boot's not going to fall apart. Here's a great example. This boot is in for a needed resole. As you can see, he's wearing some tread here. As you can see, there's a lot of cosmetic delamination on the boot, but this boot is 100% intact. It's not falling apart, and this guy is still working hard on these boots. He just needs a little tread. Potential problem number 3 is what we call the edge dressing or the ink. We have natural veg tan midsoles and natural veg tan heel stacks on our boots. The ink is naturally going to come off with wear. Sometimes water, just abrasion, or just overall wear is going to cause this ink to come off. It's not a problem. It doesn't impact the durability of the boot. The good news is you can buy some of our ink on our website and you can put the ink right back on the boot. Issue number 4. This is probably not a right out of the box issue, but maybe something that you're going to see as you wear the boots for 2 to 3 months. We call it mushrooming or muffin topping. This is where the leather starts to mold to your foot and you start to see that the leather might even be coming or stretching over the outsole of the boot. This is perfectly normal. The boots are designed to mold to the foot. The boot is taking the shape of your foot. Just because you can't see the outsole looking straight down in some cases, it doesn't mean that the boot is defective. It doesn't mean that the boot is sized improperly. It just simply means that the boot has finally taken the shape of your foot. Issue number 5 is midsole shelf rollover. As you can see on a brand new pair of boots, our sanders are trained to sand this really nice logger profile that leaves a bit of an edge or a point here. It doesn't take much, and I'm talking a week of just driving in the car to see this midsole start to push and start to roll in, causing a little bit of delamination here. This is perfectly normal. The boot's not falling apart. If you want to keep this as is and you don't want it to be rolled in or pushed in, you probably shouldn't wear the boots. It's going to happen, but it's not a defect. Issue number 6, loose sewing thread. You're excited to get your boots. You've been waiting for a long time. You open the box, and right out of the box you see, oh, we've got a loose thread. This is just part of the sewing process. There's a lot of back stitches in these boots. That's how we reinforce the thread. Those back stitches need to be cut or terminated. If we miss 1 or 2, or one's a little more pronounced than you like it to be, just take a pair of scissors and snip it, or take a lighter and you can burn it and you're good to go. Issue number 7 is the laces not actually fitting in the hooks. Sometimes these laces are cut a little bit wide. Sometimes you have to fight them into that hook. Sometimes it doesn't feel like they fit into the hook at all. You give us a call and say, I got the wrong set of laces. Our priority is to have the toughest laces, therefore it might take some break-in or it might take some work for these laces to fit into the hooks. Issue number 8, lumpy or bumpy insoles. When you get your new pair of Nicks, you put them on for the first time, they feel pretty good, but you notice that there's maybe some bumps on your insole. That's really just a byproduct of the number of clinch nails that are coming through your boot. Think of a clinch nail as a rivet. It's going all the way through, hitting the bottom of a metal last and clinching over. That will cause a bit of a ripple, or it can cause some bumps. Don't panic, it's all part of the break-in. As you wear the boots and the insole wears in, all those humps and bumps are going to go away just through wear and pressure of your body weight on the insole. Issue number 9, creasing on the upper. Even on a new pair of boots, you might see what the beginnings of creasing on the upper. As you wear the boot, those creases are going to enhance. They're mostly going to be around the ankle because that's where you're flexing, and they're going to be on top of the foot because that's where you're flexing as well. This is all part of the break-in period. Actually, the more creased the boot is, the more comfortable it's probably going to be. So don't panic if you see some creasing on a new boot. It's going to get even more creased as you wear the boot. Issue number 10, my new boots look nothing like my old boots. This is a very common reaction for somebody that's got a really well-used pair of boots and then they buy a new pair of Nicks maybe 6 to 10 years later. The boots are indeed the same size. The old boot is going to look wider. It's going to have a little bit of that muffin topping that we talked about. This boot has fully molded and fully broken into your foot. The new pair hasn't. Just because it doesn't look the same doesn't mean it's not the right size. Again, these are the top 10 most brought up topics when people buy our boots or they're in the process of breaking in our boots. We hope that you understand now a bit more about the handmade process and also the normal break-in process of a boot. If you have any more questions, feel free to reach out to us. Our customer service team is here to answer your questions. If you found this video helpful, go ahead and like and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one.